I only got rich after learning these 7 skills. In this video, I'm gonna lay down 7 skills that I taught myself and I've learned from others that have made me rich. Because don't get me wrong, it has not been an easy journey. It's not like it's been 3 months. I've been in this game for about 8 years now. And I know there's people that have way more experience, but in these 8 years, I've learned a lot about myself, about the world, about business, and about money. And I want to tell you 7 skills which, if I would not have, I would not have become rich, because I see a direct correlation between these 7 skills and becoming rich. So let's get into it. The first skill is to have the ability to believe that you are special. Because when has it ever hurted to believe that you are destined for success, that you are being tested, that every challenge you face is there to make you better? When has it ever hurted anyone to believe that they are made for success? Because I genuinely believe that if you are fully convinced that no matter what, you are special and you deserve to be successful through hard work, through discipline, and through doing the right things, then I don't see any downsides of having this belief, of truly and deeply believing in yourself, because that is what it requires. If you do not have a deep confidence in your ability to learn, grow, adapt, then you will just not make it. Because regardless if I was 16 years old and delivering newspapers on the weekends on a stormy, rainy day, I still knew that I am special and that I will achieve the success that I want to achieve. And now, driving through the Italian mountains, one of my cars with people I care about, I still know that I'm destined for success and that there's way more to come. So have the ability to convince yourself that you are special and you deserve to be successful. You have the ability to force yourself to become successful. There is nothing wrong with doing this, and your life can only become better if you have the absolute and genuine belief that you are special and you are made to be successful. The next skill is a high stress tolerance. Because I believe that the ability to deal with hardship and to deal with stress is a skill. Because ask yourself, what happens when you face a problem? The problem occurs, you're stressed out, and at some point you realize, okay, it doesn't really matter, and you keep on going. Regardless how big the problem, at some point you will reach a point where you're like, okay, fine, I can keep going. Because you get out of this hot emotional state and you can just resume to continue as normal. So what is stress tolerance? That the mental falls are not as deep, that you don't get too crazy emotional about things. That is stress tolerance. That you have the ability as a man to be cool, to be the rock, to be the solid force that is fine, that is not really affected by things, that is just stable. And don't get me wrong, if you start your business, you will face hardship. You will have problems that will seriously test your strength. But if you learn the skill of stress tolerance and learn the skill of caring about things on a mental level, but rejecting them on an emotional level, then the world is yours. As simple as that. Because stress tolerance is all about having the ability to mentally care about a problem and be ready to find a solution, but not become an emotional crazy person. To not become this fluffy emotional being that loses itself. That is stress tolerance. That is a skill you can learn. Coming from someone who is a paranoid overthinker, because that's what I was and what I still am to some extent. No, actually, I killed this inner paranoia and this overthinking that I've had when I was younger, and you can as well, because it really is a skill. You really can learn stress tolerance. It's all about acknowledging the fact that it is a skill, that you can control it, that when you have a problem, you have to just be aware of it and switch on and realize, okay, how can I get out of this crazy emotional phase? That's it. That's literally how you deal with your problems. And the more you do this, the better you will get. Because I remember maybe any problem 2 or 3 years ago where I was thinking, whoa, that's it. That's tough. Now I laugh about it, and I wish I'd had this level of problems and this level of stress, because that's just beginner level. And now I know that everything I'm facing now, in 10 years, I will laugh about. So this is very important. to realize that your stress is not real and you just have to deal with it. That's a skill you can learn. And I encourage you to learn the skill and to be aware of the fact that stress tolerance is learnable. It's a skill. The next skill is the art of charisma and persuasion. And not persuasion in a negative way, but rather in a positive way. To learn how to sell yourself, how to speak properly, how to be a charismatic, open person that deals with social challenges in an easy way, that is not affected by public speaking, that is not affected by gatherings of people, that has confidence in himself, that has stable roots. This is all a skill. Because look at me, I'm not a YouTuber. I am someone that has a small business and decided to talk a bit on the internet. And I just started. But the fact that I forced myself to learn the ability to speak in front of people, to learn how to control my tonality and the way I say things, and to learn how to be charismatic, at least I'd say so, hopefully. That has given me many things, because it is also a skill. The art of speaking, the art of being charismatic is a skill you can learn. And I believe that once you are winning at life, you will have this charisma and this glow that you can't buy, that you can't learn. But by winning, and winning can be learned, winning can be done. By winning, you will become automatically more charismatic because you just have this deep, deep, deep confidence in yourself, which you can only get by believing you are absolutely and utterly the man. So yes, charisma is also a skill that can be learned and that you should learn by winning at life, by listening and rewatching yourself. Because keep in mind that every single video I record, I rewatch at least 10 or 20 times. And you can go back, I think there must be like 5 or 10 videos on this channel. You can go back and compare how I'm speaking now to the way I'm speaking then. And believe me, I was nervous before making the first video, but that's basically it. You need to understand that charisma and speaking is a skill you can learn, and using feedback. Because also when I'm with friends at social gatherings, we have a policy that we give ourselves feedback. Honest, ego-crushing feedback about how we talked, how we gestured, how social calibration was. And that's the best thing you can do. Because again, social skills are skills that can be learned, and you should learn them. The next skill is the skill of mastery. To be specific, mastery over passion. Because passion is nice, and having passion for your business is nice. It's not what gets the bread on the table. Having passion for something is not what's gonna get you paid. Because there's amazing artists that are super passionate about their projects, but that are just struggling financially. Because mastery is what gets you paid. Having a skill and being the best at your field is what gets you paid. So you should aim for mastery instead of passion. And trust me, business is not always fun. Being an entrepreneur, it's not a shiny rainbow world where everything is amazing and you'll feel passionate and happy about everything. No, you'll feel bad. You'll feel stressed. You'll feel horrible at times. So you need to understand that mastery requires hardship, requires tough times, but that's what you should strive for. You should strive for mastery through becoming the best at a very specific thing that can get you paid. This is what you should aim for. This is what every single successful person on this world aims for. Look at all the billionaires. No one of them has not achieved mastery on some level, in some way or form. And trust me, they're not these passionate little birds that are happy and excited about everything. And of course, over time, if you master something, you will automatically gain passion for it. Because if you start, let's say, hockey, and you don't enjoy it, if you become the best hockey player in your city, you will enjoy it. You will find a passion for hockey, trust me. Because if you're just amazing at it and you're the best of the best at it, you will enjoy it. Because mastery brings enjoyment. As simple as that. The fifth skill that you need to learn is the ability to have a healthy ego. Because all these phrases like ego is the enemy and it's you against your ego, it's all bullshit. Because your ego can be your best asset, your best tool. Because let me tell you that I have a very strong and high ego, but still have the ability to drop it and to listen and learn from people that deserve to be listened and learned from. But just the fact that you can learn the skill of having a high ego, not high, a healthy ego. I need to correct myself there, because having a healthy ego is very different from having a high ego. Because someone that has a high ego goes to the club every weekend and gets into bar fights and goes to the hospital. That's a high ego. But a healthy ego is someone that has a high enough ego to reject people that want to pull him down, to put himself at places that help him, to put himself around people that push him forward, that support his ego, and to just know that he is absolutely the man, that he has unlimited potential and only has to sit there and grab it. So this is the difference between a high ego and a healthy ego. And having a healthy ego is very important. And how can you develop a healthy ego? Like social skills, it is similar. Because a healthy ego also comes from knowing your limitation and from receiving honest feedback, positive and negative. So you should find people that have the ability to give you honest critique and honest feedback, to tell you that you're doing something well or doing something bad. That is what will create a healthy ego. Let's say a path your ego can follow. Because if you go on the internet and everyone tells you, yeah, you're the best, you've won at life, you become high on your own supply. You become this crazy person. Look at all these athletes, or look at athletes that were successful in college years but then failed. They're just miserable people because they became this massive bloated up ego that was based on pretty much nothing, and they had a very hard time to get back to normal life because their ego was not healthy. But then if you look someone that is self-made, that built his ego over time, that has a healthy ego, that has the ability to sit down and listen to people and grow his skill set and broaden his horizon by dropping his ego, because it is healthy and not too high, that is someone you want to become. Because trust me, every single billionaire on this planet will be ready to sit down with someone and listen to someone that is further on in life than him, or that has a specific different area of expertise that he would like to have. So yes, having a healthy ego is a skill you need to master and you need to learn. The sixth point is the skill to anticipate challenges, because challenges will come and it will just happen. Like, this skill and stress tolerance go hand in hand, but anticipating challenges is very important. Because if you think that you start some business and a magic unicorn will come by and drop you success, that's just not how it's gonna work. You are gonna go through very hard times, you're gonna struggle, you're gonna doubt yourself, you're gonna want to quit, or you're gonna think about quitting. You're not gonna quit, but you're gonna think about quitting. You're gonna have people talk bad about you. You're gonna have people give you critique. It's not gonna be easy. And you should anticipate hardship. You should anticipate hard, tough times, because they will come. And the people that just believe, yeah, I'll start this clothing brand and everything will be super easy and fun and happy, and no, you will have problems. Because the essence of business are problems, is stress, is overcoming obstacles. Because that's why there's not many successful entrepreneurs in this world, because if it were easy, everyone would have become one, right? So anticipate hardship, anticipate challenges, because they will come. Trust me. The seventh and final point is the skill to just keep continuously growing. I'm 22 years old. I know that I don't know what I don't know. So I know that I have so much more to learn and to grow and to gain experience in. And that's a very good skill to have, that you need to have as well, to understand that you have a much higher hill to climb. I like to use the metaphor that if you start to have some success in the beginning, you're climbing your hill, just to realize you've climbed a small, little, tiny hill and you see Mount Everest above you. That's the metaphor I use, that once you've licked blood and feel the taste for success, you will look up and see that you're definitely not there yet. And that's very important, because I see many guys that start their business that make $5,000 per month, and they fly to Dubai, rent a hotel, rent a Lambo, and live the perfect life on Instagram. They blow all their money, they crash right back down where they came from. It's very important that you keep growing, that you keep the eyes up on the top of the mountain. You should reward yourself for successes, but you should not get lost and lose sight of your real goals. Because striving for continuous growth is what separates the person that hits a lick of success and crashes right back down from the person that stays successful, that goes up and up and up and up and up. That's because that's who you want to be. That's who you want to become. The person that just keeps on growing, that for some reason never fails. At least you will not see that he fails. Obviously he does. He has hard times, but he just keeps going. He keeps moving, because that's the most important point, is that you have to keep moving. Because that's all it is, that you never quit, you never stop. Because there's a very high chance that if you see this video, you are young, which means that you can take risks. You can fall down 9 times, and the 10th time you will hit a lick of success. It means that you can have a risk tolerance and you can just keep going. That's the moral of the story. That's the most important skill, that you have the ability to just keep going, regardless of what happens, that you are not a quitter, that you just keep on moving. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.